Hello, this is Marissa. Here to present another junk journal that I made. I made this junk journal for a swap over on Junk Journal Junkies. I'm getting ready to mail it off, so I decided to go ahead and do a video. I posted pictures on the website, but now I'm going to do a video to go with it. This was a vintage sewing themed junk journal. I do not sew, but I just thought it would be fun to make a sewing journal. I made it from a cereal box with some pretty lace on the spine covering up the binding. I used the pamphlet stitch binding. We were to make like a little dangle charm or something on the spine or at the closure. I felt at the closure it was going to be too much because the cover is already busy. I did a lot of stitching throughout, obviously, sewing theme. I like this little, I don't know, I think I brought this little shape or die cut off of Etsy. Just glued some buttons, but stitched, and a lot of layering on this. And this is some fabric right here, and I stamped on the actual fabric. And then just some vintage looking lace. And I kind of covered up one of those dress form things with a little piece of tulle, kind of a band to go across it. But I love it. I love the cover. This one is going to be hard to let go. I put a lot of thought into it. There's my little dangle charms that I have dangling off the lace. But I'm going to try not to talk a lot on this one. I'm just going to flip through. It's a pocket made out of book pages. I don't know, I forgot from what book. But this is a piece of fabric with a button on it, and I stamped on it. I know I'm in some bad lighting. Stitched around almost everything. Stamped. This book belongs to Everything is Mod Podged. Sewed for durability. I guess I used that Kirby Teasdale stack. I used some Ephemeris Vintage Garden. Got some seam binding. I had to actually tie some of these signatures closed because the book is so fat that even with this tie binding, it was still kind of chunky. Okay, so there's some lace on the side. I hope this is showing up. It looks kind of dark. Everything is coffee dyed. I think some of this is lost and found also. I went through some magazines and I cut out everything having to do with sewing. And I just made a little belly band for this. Nothing but a scrap piece of paper. And stitched all around it. It's a rub-on. Now I use a lot of scrap pieces of paper from my other projects. That helped out a lot. I just stitch up a bunch of stuff and then I use them when I need them. I do all that like stitching and coffee dyeing before I make my actual journal. Because trying to do it all at once, I'll be tired. I wouldn't even want to finish the project. I think this is just off Pinterest or the internet or something. I love to stitch on index cards for journaling. I don't know why those folded down. I see. This is my favorite washi tape. So I'm going to run out. Stamping. Index card inside. magazine. I just found that went with the theme. Fimmer's Vintage Garden. It's a pocket I stitched. Again, Fimmer's Vintage Garden. I forgot what it was called that I downloaded. A little piece of journaling spot. Notebook paper. Love how that coffee stain came out. Signature 1. That was already thick enough. Here comes signature 2. Magazine tuck stitched on there. It's a embossed glassine bag. Little banners. Little, vintage lace. Just cut some scissors out of some printable I downloaded. Glassine bag I embossed with a little stitch tag. It's a pocket. Tuck spot. Sewed on from Fimmer's Vintage Garden. It's an envelope with the extra buttons of the color that I used if you want to put them anywhere else. This was just a scrap piece of paper. I write on everything, so I cut that out, stitched on it, because if this was mine to keep, I would write on it. Tracing paper. I embossed that. I mean, no, what's that? Glossy accented. I like that. Shiny. Just a printable off the internet, and I backed it with coffee dyed paper. This right here I got off of a magazine, again, stitched around it. Beautiful lace, got from Hobby Lobby. Trying to put everything back. I don't want to redo it before I send it off. I love that. Got out of a magazine. I just liked it because of the, has a little measuring tape around the cowl. Magazine. Just extra journaling. There's one of those handmade clips, extra paper, the back of the envelope, more tuck stitch spots. I don't know where I got that from. I used a piece of fabric and stamped on that too to make the handmade clip. Cute as a button. There's one of my little pockets I make. I make tons of these and then use them in books. I love them. I got it from My Fairy Treasures. Another signature. And most of these I'm going to tie them, have them tied down. See, like that. This one was already open. Same. This was just a scrap piece of paper. I just made it into a pocket. Stuck a little banner. Little slip out. I'm scared my battery gonna run out. Oh, I love that. Two little spools. So I'm going to make sure I make a memory of this one because I love it so. This was my main summer project. You inspire me. Everybody does with these YouTube videos. Turning me into a junk journal junkie. I love that clip I made. So vintage. It's a scrap piece of paper. Then I made one of these little, I find that, I was like, where do people put that in there? But since my book is so fat, it's a good placeholder for real. And I really used it when I was like making the embellishments. I lost my place all the time in this book. Again, paper bags I stitched around it. Opened it up. Pulling out a frame here. Some little goodies in the pocket. Pretty. Extra paper envelope that I stitched. Pretty. Love that. It's the last signature. Stamped on it. I love that stamp. The rest of the buttons that I used for this book. Sweating spot. I love this little journaling spot. You can actually write on the back of it. It's just covered with fabric. Pretty envelope. So pretty. Pretty much, that's the end. Lots of last minute little journaling spots. There's another one of those little fabric. And you can write on the back of them. So, that's it. I'm going to go back and retie all these signatures together, but wow. A lot of heart and soul went into this one. I love it. I hope my partner will love it also. Just look at all that. I just love it. These are from my own memories. In case I want to make myself one. Alright. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.